This is a news story from Shmais.com. If you're a religious Jew, if you have any interest in the Jewish world, and you're not daily checking out Shmais.com, I think you're really doing yourself a disservice. Chabad of Cyprus under attack. This is from Larana, Cyprus. Information obtained by Cypriot police resulted in dozens of policemen surrounding the Chabad center of Cyprus for more than 4 hours. 40 cars with Palestinians were planning to protest against, 40 cars with Arabs were planning to protest against the latest Israeli operations in Gaza, but the protesters couldn't approach the area as it was totally isolated by the police. Moreover, this case is added to a list of recent incidents of this type in Cyprus. On Hanukkah, 2 Chabad menorah cars were damaged by stones thrown against it. As well, 2 4-meter tall menorahs placed by Chabad were found totally destroyed at one of Cyprus's biggest cities, Limassol. The incidents continued during the last week when eggs and stones were thrown against Chabad building in Larnaca, and suspect persons appearing to be Arabs were found walking around and constantly looking inside the Jewish center's premises. An English-Jewish couple who were making their way to Chabad to pray Kabbalat Shabbat complained that they were threatened and insulted 2 blocks far from the Chabad center. As shluchim of the Rebbe, we have the obligation to continue spreading light to the Cypriot Jewish community. We are standing in all security standards requested by the security officials and specialists, and we are keeping our eyes open, said Rabbi Ari Zev Raskin, the Shaliach and Chief Rabbi of Cyprus. I put this for 2 reasons. One is to let you know how flawed the mainstream media is. These stories will probably never make it in the mainstream media, nor will many stories regarding anti-Semitism. The worst of mainstream media that ignores anti-Semitism is, of course, CNN. They're the biggest Jew haters of all time. They're always inaccurate when it comes to Jewish stories. They should never be listened to. In general, I don't listen to them at all. But when it comes to Jewish stories, they're out to really hurt the Jewish people. But then there's other things like New York Times. These are all things that they don't report the truth. They simply report what they want you to see. And it's very, very dangerous. Shmais, Chabad.info. There's a lot of Jewish sites that give you the scoop as it really is. Ynet is usually pretty good. Jerusalem Post, Jerusalem Week, Jewish Week. These are pretty good. But be very careful when choosing your news outlets. Secondly, is there anything more magnificently brave and romantic and wondrous than the relationship of Chabad Shluchim to the Rebbe? It's now more than 14 years after Gimel Tammuz, the day when the Rebbe physically disappeared from this earth. And yet, the Shluchim are still on Shlichut, and they're out to change the world and spread light at the risk of their very lives ever since Rosh Chodesh Tevis, when 2 shluchim were targeted intentionally in India, Mumbai, and they were killed. Did you see the shluchim leave? Now they know their lives are at risk. What would be your reaction? Not only do they not leave, they vow that as shluchim of the Rebbe, it's their responsibility to stay here and to educate Jews until Mashiach comes. How many other people do you know risk their lives on their jobs on a daily basis? And of those people, how many are working for God Almighty? This is the most amazing group of people on our planet. They don't get far enough respect. They don't get the money they need. And they don't get the positive press that they need. They do more positive work than any other group on this planet. And unfortunately, some people choose to focus on, they might think that Rebbe's Mashiach, or he's going to come back. Every dead person, every tzaddik is going to be resurrected. It's part of Jewish law, I'm sorry to tell you. Don't focus on what you don't understand. What the Rebbe said to his Chassidim. Focus and to the world. Focus more instead on who these people are and what they do for you. You're a traveler, you're going out, you want kosher food, who do you call? Only Chabad. They're in India, they're in Cyprus. They're everywhere. And they're the most humble people on the face of the planet, providing the most valuable of all resources, a Jewish beacon of light. The Jews are charged, be a light unto the nations of the world. And this is through Chabad that it happens. On every place on this planet. I'm looking for any feedback, especially from people like Failed Messiah, the Chabad hater, or David Kelsey, the Kiruv hater. I want to hear what you have to say, and what you do in your life that's so precious while they're putting their life. I know what Failed Messiah does. He lives with his mother and he blogs all day about how bad it is to be a religious Jew. I think Kelsey's a little more normal. He seems to be a regular guy, but I just want to hear exactly what you think of the fact that they're willing to put their life to get on the line, to get Jews closer to Judaism, and compare that to the regular people in the world. Thank you so much, and may God bless us all with true peace forever and ever.